Hey, welcome back, everybody. It is another Perry's Inside Scoop, this time on the other side of the bye week. Well-timed, just past the midway point of the season, the Orange, after a rough three-game stretch against three of the very best teams in the ACC. And, Coach, we always talk about how you approach the bye week and, more importantly, how you come out of it. And I wondered what it was that you learned about your team in that period.
Well, the biggest thing I want to learn is I want us to be healthy again. And so our big thing was being healthy. We definitely came out healthier than the way we went in. That doesn't mean we got any new guys back, but the guys that have been playing, they're going to be healthier. And then we want to make sure when the things that we do in the bye week, we're doing it to get us better, but we don't want to lose anybody while we're doing that.
What's the correlation in these last three games? It's clear that you've played good teams. Florida State and Carolina and Clemson have shown repeatedly that they're among the very best in the conference. It's also been shown that anybody can beat anybody in this league. We found that out on the weekend if you didn't already know it. When you start to look at good and bad and failings, is really one of the things that comes out in self-scouting. How much is attributed to the opponent's personnel? How much do you feel like, hey, there's something here we can clean up and be better about?
I think it's a 50-50. The personnel was outstanding, and they caused some of the mistakes that we had. They caused us to lose some of the detail that we had. But you also look at the mishaps, the opportunities that could have been interceptions that weren't interceptions, block punts that happened to turn into first downs. And if you keep going through those were all the plays we were making during the 4-game run at the beginning. Those are all the plays we haven't made through the 3 games at the back end.
Yeah, and you obviously lost a couple playmakers, most notably Aronde Gadsden. That has a ripple effect. We talk about when he's in there, he has a ripple effect in a positive way. When he's gone, obviously it's going to affect not only his position group, but others getting the passing game going. I was curious about the kind of intersection about, hey, how can wide receivers get uncovered? And one of the ways is Garrett is good at extending the play, right? So if the play goes beyond the design and it's now 5-6 seconds, you're asking any DB, that's awfully tough to cover anybody, right? Is there a solution there with the way that Garrett can use his legs to kind of get out and about?
No, I think you have to look at it 2 different ways. First, the pattern has a concept. You need to work the concept. If the concept breaks down, then the quarterback with legs can create. It's not the issue. This is what happens. If the quarterback can be elusive enough away from the defensive lineman, then he can make plays. If the defensive linemen are very, very explosive, they can close down that time period, and maybe the receivers don't get enough time to shake free like they were shaking free the first 4 games.
Yeah, all part of that chess match, obviously, is to create matchups that benefit you at every part of the field. Laquon Allen obviously has been able to be productive. Maybe not, as we mentioned, and it's unfair to compare him to Sean Tucker. He doesn't have the 30, 40, and 50-yard runs necessarily, but the production is there over and over. What did it tell you that he was there again in difficult circumstances at Florida State?
It tells you that he can play against the top-level competition, that you can feel really good that he's going to perform at a certain level, that he's going to be consistently good whoever we're playing.
How unique is Laquon in his versatility? You referred to him earlier in the week as an every down back. Certainly if you're thinking about in the NFL with the limited roster space that they have, and those types of players are valuable because they can be used in pass protection or in the passing game if needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that people don't understand or may not realize versus Laquon is a sophomore because last year he played very little behind Tucker, but he played on every single special teams, tackling other opponents, and also making plays. So you're talking about a guy that's not only is he versatile, but he's also tough.
Not afraid to bring the hit, and I love his attitude. Even just talking to him in the aftermath of a Florida State game that was tough, you could just tell, hey, we trust our coaches, this is going to get better. Is that indicative of kind of the tone you felt from your team, and how much free time did those guys get relative to kind of, obviously you wanted to heal them up, but I know you want them foaming at the mouth a little bit here with a quick week.
They got a lot of free time. We gave them 4 days off and let them go home with their families and stuff. Only worked them 1 day the first week, and then we Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the back end to get ready for this game. So they had a lot of time off, and we wanted them to get away from us and get refreshed and get rebooted.
You use the word concept relative to passing and route combinations and that kind of thing. You go on the road here to Virginia Tech and in Blacksburg, and it's not often you legitimately have in the college tenure. The guys are only here for years, but you have proof of concept. You're going on the road to a place where you have won on the road, right, with some of these players, most notably Garrett Schrader to Damian Alford, last play of the game, basically, to win in Blacksburg 2 years ago. How important is that? Yes, you have a road win against a common opponent this year in Purdue, but to know that, look, one of the difficult environments in college football, you have had some success.
Yeah, we've gone in. Now, one team doesn't make it successful when another team goes in there, but there's guys in the locker room who has seen somewhat of the atmosphere, because that was a day game, not a night game. And this is going to be the cream of the crop. The atmosphere will be absolutely electric. It'll be absolutely crazy. And we wouldn't have it any other way.
No, understood about the atmosphere, and obviously looking at a different thing. But you've been bracing for that. How many sellouts already this year on the road and that type of thing? Because it's been a regular basis for this season.
Syracuse is a big draw.
Yeah, right. It's true, and you've noticed it for various circumstances as we go. You know, defensively, just thinking about certainly health matters there. You're thinking about like a Justin Barron, who's been dinged up here for these last couple of games, plays like such a warrior anyway. What's the tone for that unit in these last 5 games, where we all know you're going into a stretch where really any of these games are toss-ups, and obviously you could have difference makers on either side of the ball?
You know, we need the defense to travel. We thought the defense has played well. You know, obviously we've had some mishaps on the offensive side of the ball and snafus in the kicking game. A lot of people's twos were better than some of our twos out there. That caused them to make some special team plays. I really feel like all that's going to come back to us now, and now it's about us playing well, our best players playing well, and us matching up with our details and turnovers.
I was thinking about that, just passing Coach Gusevsky in the hall here a minute ago. You know, we've gone to sleep on kickoffs, right? Brady Denneberg almost exclusively this year has had touchbacks, and the opponent kickers have had touchbacks on a regular basis. But just watch, right? The Florida State-Duke game hinges on a kickoff return for a touchdown. So do you have a sense, and is that something you have to remind your players, that obviously any one snap or any one play in the kicking game could change the game?
Always reminding them, always talking about it, always drilling it, and always making sure we spend enough time in the kicking game, 1/3 of the game.
Yeah, last thought here is on this Virginia Tech team that you visit, that maybe had a wobbly start to the year. What has differentiated them of late? They've won 2 of the past 3. There was a quarterback change in there, and their only loss in the last 3 games was to FSU.
They're a young team coming together. They're playing well at home. They're 2-1 in conference. You know, that's a record that we would love to have, and that's a record that we need to go chase. But right now they're playing extremely well, and this is going to be a very difficult opponent.
Yeah, and an important one, which we don't need to tell you, and on the road, seeing if you can get your first conference win. Best of luck, okay?
Thanks, Matt.
That's Orange head coach Dino Babers right here on our Perry's Inside Scoop. Perry's is proudly made in New York.